Hello everyone, welcome to Wade the JavaScript. So if you're new to JavaScript or just curious, you're in the right place. So prerequisites for this video series are HTML and CSS. So if you're not familiar with HTML CSS, I would suggest you to go and brush up your skills there. Otherwise, you're good to go. So the first lesson in this series is going to be about why JavaScript. So JavaScript is the language of the web. It is what makes websites feel alive. So let's understand it better. So HTML is a structure, the base. CSS add करता है styling to the base to make it presentable. And JavaScript, it brings the magic. Basically आपको allow करता है to walk, talk, behave and to do anything and everything. Okay, so let's take an example. So let's say you're making a dish. HTML is your raw base, which is a potato here. Then CSS is your knife, which will give the shape to your potato. And what is JavaScript? It's the ingredients, the function, interaction, basically everything. Okay, so putting all these three together, you will have your ready to serve French fries. Okay, so I hope you understood that JavaScript is what makes a final dish accomplished. Okay, so let's take a real example for you to understand it better. So I have prepared this example for you. And जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा है, अगर आप HTML CSS से familiar नहीं हैं तो it's better to brush up things there. Otherwise it's going to be a bit tricky to understand things. Okay, so I'm assuming you know HTML CSS and let's get started with the example. So we have this simple button here inside the body. Ignore this commented part. Okay, so it says click me, nothing fancy, as assuming you're familiar with HTML. Okay, now we have this CSS file define style.css and हम वहाँ से styling import कर रहे हैं and now we can see some styling added to the button and to the background. So it says click me and it looks presentable. Okay, now I'm going to comment this out and going to uncomment this part. Okay, so you see with the classes and using this button we have added some more styling to it and now it looks better than earlier, so it's not that boring anymore. Okay, but it does nothing at all. Then comes the JavaScript in the play. Okay, so let's see it. I'm going to comment this part again and this part as well. So now I'm going to uncomment this one. So what is it? We have a simple div tag, which you already know, and we have a script tag. So script tag here is basically used to embed our JavaScript code into the play and ta-da! Yeah, so we have this code from our main.js. Okay, because I have commented this here and this is the same code snippet I'm having. Okay, so we have part to the file which is in rsrc main.js. Okay, so let's see things a bit here. We'll not go that deep, but yeah, we'll have an overview for now. So we are importing styles here and then we have document.query selector and inside that we are selecting the first element with this id app. So we have div here and inside that we are assigning inner.html, which is the same HTML as we have seen here, and I'm assuming you're familiar with classes and all. Okay, so in the document we are finding the first element with id app and inside that we are assigning this HTML and that's how it's rendering. So what is document? It is basically a documentation of HTML nodes here, just to have an overview. We'll go deeper in this later. Okay, so fine, we have our HTML and CSS rendered, but it does nothing again. So with the help of JavaScript, we are going to animate this button. Okay, so we are going to find out the element with click button ID, okay, and assign a button to it. Next is we have face. So by class dot face, dot is basically for the class. By class face, we are going to find this element, which is this one. Okay, and we are going to add an event listener to the button. We'll learn about events and event listener later. Right now it is just for you to understand that how JavaScript works basically. Okay, so we are going to add this class which is animate to the face on click event and next in the set timeout. So set timeout is basically like a timer which will run after 500 milliseconds. Same, don't worry about it right now. I'll explain this later. Okay, right now just understand that we have this timer of 500 millisecond, and within that we are going to remove this animate class. So first, while we click, we are going to add this animate class, and after 500 milliseconds it is going to be removed. And I have defined styling for this animate class. Okay, so I'll give a link to all this, don't worry. Okay, so we have things ready and let's see how it works. So now I click on it and it gives me a smile and eye roll at the same time. So this is how JavaScript makes things possible. So it made it possible for us to add an event on clicking to give us a smile. Okay. So all your browsers, Safari, Firefox, Chrome, have their own built-in JavaScript engines, and they run the script and make the browsers interactive. But JavaScript is not limited to just the browsers. With Node.js, you can run JavaScript on the server too. You can build websites, API, games, all in JavaScript. Okay, so let's write your first program. Go to any browser, go to inspect, then console, and so we are going to console.log. Basically, we are going to print something. So let's say hello from Wade the JavaScript. Okay, and enter. Ta-da! Simple and easy, nothing fancy till now, but we'll go deeper in the concepts and understand things better in the coming videos. So congratulations, with this you have made through your first lesson, and if you understood the things, like, share and subscribe. We have got more bits coming your way. Thank you.